So, so we're gonna start at, what,
7:14.
7:14?
Yeah.
All right, so, yeah.
So, do you, I'm wondering if I can, like, cause my kids are playing soccer, so do we wanna see if we can get Douglas Soccer to run a booth? Maybe the PTO might be interested in running a thing all day? They're always asking for money, so both of those organizations wanna make money.
Well, the events that we have that we need help at, okay? Like the Boy Scouts run a bouncy, right? The Cub Scouts run a bouncy. Those are two of the organizations there,
Yep.
okay?
And then the obstacle course.
The obstacle course, yeah. And then, we want to be careful about that because that's really how we make money. You know,
Yeah.
like if the train is run for us, but we make all the money on that. Right? See, those are things that aren't listed there. The other, like, so I have 4 bouncies on the lawn, all right? 3 of them are already accounted for, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Then, the other things that we do, the cash cube, right? And then we do the spinny wheel, right? And we do the big bikes,
Trains.
Right.
We have 2
Uh,
trains.
and we do the knocker ball, right? Right? We do the soda jerk thing.
We could have them do the soda jerk, or is that too much to... The soccer, maybe. I mean, the PTO
Oh.
is usually parents, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, now, that works, and I'm not opposed to that, but you gotta remember that, like, most of these, like the cash cube, the spinny wheel, the bikes, knocker ball, and soda jerks, right now is our revenue.
Yes. Yes.
If you have a group go in there and run that, you're giving some of
Yes.
that away.
Yes.
Yeah,
Well,
So the trade, sorry, Mary, go ahead.
I was gonna say, the soda jerk was always, they get to keep the tips.
I don't think it'd be worth,
Okay,
sorry, I don't think they're making enough in tips.
all right.
So that's the trade-off. We're always struggling to staff those with volunteers all day.
mm-hmm,
So that's the trade-off, right? It's that taking the staffing off of our plate by getting an organization to do it all day.
yeah, but then you're giving away the
But then you're
revenue.
giving away the revenue. But you're also supporting town.
Except that, too much of that, I can't afford to pay
Yeah,
you
fair.
entertainers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, something to think about if we should keep talking about this if we want
Yeah.
to do that with another group, because I would start reaching out to PTO and or the soccer organization,
Mhm.
Douglas Youth Soccer, to see if they'd be interested in doing it.
Okay.
Now, the PTO, no, maybe not. A good way to make money for either one of these is to have a booth and do things in the booth. They used to have ones that were really fun for the real little kids where you pay for tickets, but then you would dig through hay that was on a tarp. So they cleaned up their own
like
mess.
carnival game type stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
or a treasure box or something fun like that. And it doesn't cost a lot to get supplies. It's just you've got, more importantly, got to man it.
Yeah.
I mean, if all the parents chipped in $1, there's your vendor space right there.
Yeah, the vendor space is short money. So we'll make that back.
Is that Steve?
Steve out?
Well, I texted him, I said, you coming to the meeting? And then he texted back and said, I'm at home. And I said, well, that's not here.
Okay.
Um,
Anyway.
Anyway.
So,
So, yeah, that, we can kick that around as a possibility. Maybe reaching out, seeing if we have anybody else that wants to do something or fill in somewhere. Or even run some kind of a game that we don't even have out there yet. You know,
Mhm.
that makes us, maybe we can add something, you know? Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, we have the basketball game that our scouts ended up running it. But they're already spread so thin now.
Yeah, if one or two groups, we could accommodate already with what we have,
Mhm.
you know? Like, you know, even, you know, like, even the basketball game, they could run the basketball game.
Yeah.
Well, actually, after we count tickets, I mean, because you're gonna go home with some, we'll have a better handle on, well, we'll know, I mean, these are pretty much the ones that we've been doing all along.
Yeah.
They do pretty well, you
Yes.
know, generally speaking.
Well, the basketball game one was.
Steve's not coming.
Yeah, was new, and they had 3 sides because you didn't want the balls taken off. I think we need a better setup somehow. That people, because they just see something that's way inside this white 3-sided thing, and unless you roped them in, they didn't realize what was there.
Yeah, so, well, we'll just take off one of the doors and have open 3 sides.
Yeah.
So that you,
Yeah,
yeah,
okay.
and then maybe put, you know, some big basketball thing outside or something,
Oh, that could
you know?
work. Yeah,
That'll work.
all right.
Cool. What else?
I do have some notes from last year, some of them. For a lot of things I wrote down, so. People are asking for a longer parade.
Longer what?
Parade. I think it's too short.
Well, we didn't, it would have been longer had we had more people sign up to do the puppets.
That's,
I only had 3 show up.
Yeah. And just.
sorry, Mary, one sec. While we're on the parade thing,
Yep.
we've got to figure something out, because we keep running into the same issue year after year, which is staffing it, getting kids, people. It was a good lead, it was a good idea to get the theater people from Douglas High School, but they're all, a couple of those kids were in the choir too. And then we always run up against the issue of the SAT is on that Saturday, so upperclassmen are usually taking it. I don't know. We'll figure-
It is a tough one.
figure
It's a
something
tough
out
one.
there.
Because, you know, you get some that want to do it, but then, you know, there's too much competition for stuff.
Mhm.
The girls we had years ago from your
Yeah, they
school
were
were
awesome.
fantastic.
They were awesome. The ones from your place were awesome. They were the
Well,
best
They've
at it.
graduated by now, but,
They did, and our, because of our budget, our theater program got gutted, so.
okay. Well, I still have the thoughts that we could add kids in costume to the parade. I know you're not thrilled, John, but
Kids in costume.
kids would love to be in the parade in costumes. And they get to march in the parade with the puppets. They would be all excited. Then you've got parents and grandparents coming to the event because their kids in the parade. Well, that's just a thought. Okay.
It's the I think we have got the outside stuff with the parade figured out. Like, we could have kids in costumes, we could have the dance sensation kids doing their things, but the puppets are the primary part of the parade, right? It's the star of the parade, the
Mhm.
king on the stilts and the puppets and but we can't get those figured out. we need, how many puppets do you have?
9.
9, right? That's what we want.
It'd be great if we had them all in.
We want 9 puppets and the king marching down the street. That's the core of it that we can't figure out. It's easy to fill in all the other stuff.
Well, I guess we gotta start working on that.
And it's got to be someone new, right? It's like, it can't be someone or something we're already tapping, because everyone's tapped. Always.
Yeah.
Right? Nobody can do anything more
It's gotta be an outside group.
outside, someone new. Right? It can't be any of the high school kids here. It can't be the Boy Scouts. It can't
Sutton?
be. Could be, theater. Maybe their theater program is
Millbury?
robust. Maybe the Whitensville stage, the theater there. What's that called? At Alternatives. They have a stage there, a theater. Maybe they have connections to like a theater group or troupe. This is in like that kind of spirit.
Should we reach out to something like Stadium Theater in Rhode Island to see if they want to participate in it?
Do they have a standing group?
They have a repertoire company.
They do.
And they have kids that are in plays.
Yeah. I know Worcester does something similar. Worcester has a repertoire.
That's actually not a bad idea, okay? If we reached out to them, because they were conservatory, so they have all kinds of stuff. They put on like, plays for.
Yeah.
Yeah. If we got them, we could comp them a booth because they sign up memberships and all that stuff for their conservatory.
Yeah.
See if we can get the Stadium Theater here as a,
The Hanover Theater does the same thing.
yeah.
They're also a conservatory with classes and summer camps and all that stuff.
So we could reach out to either one of those, actually, either the Hanover or the Stadium Theater.
Yeah.
Stadium's closer, actually. It's only in Woonsocket, but,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
It's something to explore.
is this more in your neck of the woods of understanding all of that? Would you be willing
Yeah.
to?
I'll
Okay.
contact.
Yeah, we're gonna assign it to, John.
Great. I was looking for work to do tonight.
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't have to be done tonight, but
I
anyway,
meant,
okay.
I was looking to get work assigned to me tonight.
Okay, next thing was to create an event on Facebook. I guess there's a way that you can post that, hey, this event is coming.
Yeah.
Are you interested, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, I'll do that, but
That's gonna be an August thing, September,
Okay.
August thing.
And next I have, update the ticket booth. Gotta kind of fix the ticket booth.
yeah, we're gonna do some work on the ticket booth.
You gonna rebuild it?
Yeah, we're gonna rebuild the ticket booth.
Build the ticket booth.
I mean, how they have it where it runs across and it measures 10 tickets works great once you figure it out. That works fantastic. Having stools in there is great, but the outside's gotta be redone somehow, the top.
Yeah, we're gonna
and-
redo the thing and we'll redo a roof for it, the cover, the roof. So we'll get some new material and make a new roof for it, so it's easier to put up.
Yeah.
A couple boards gotta be replaced because, they got weathered. They actually got weathered really when we were using it as a wall.
Right.
Remember when we had the open thing? So, a couple of the boards got rotted, we have to replace.
That booth is old.
Huh?
That booth is old.
Yeah.
It is,
We
and
can-
it's
we
done
can-
very well.
But we can use pieces of it and, just rebuild it, repaint it, right? And, make it so it's easier to put together and stuff.
Might be nice if you have, easier to see, because they go, where's the ticket booth? And it's like, right there.
Yeah, well, we can paint it a different color,
Yeah.
so that it stands out.
Okay. Are you looking for something particular, John?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yes, I had an idea. I don't know if it's on
Do you want me to go on or wait till you find what
The-
you're looking for? Okay.
The doggy track that we made worked really nice.
there.
The new fencing.
The gate and the fencing,
Yeah.
yeah, it did. It did
Yeah.
work good.
So that works. Do we have the gate? That's our gate too now, right?
It's our gate. I want to do vertical signs.
Vertical signs?
Yep.
For what?
Everything. These.
Yeah, for what?
Ticket booth, beer garden, admin, bathrooms.
Let me see. Can I see? Wow. Those blow around a little bit, don't they?
I think they're pretty planted. Wouldn't that be nice? You can get them pretty big, right? Tickets. Big sign. Beer garden. Soda. They make them.
Well, it gets a little more difficult if you're gonna use them in places that you can't put them in the ground.
Yeah, they might have to. I'm sure there's a way to put them not in the ground.
Yeah, you gotta have a barrel that weighs 350 pounds so that it doesn't, the wind doesn't knock it over, you know?
How much are they?
Depends, it depends on how many you
How-
buy and depends on where you buy them. I can,
And how big
yeah,
they are.
there are some pretty good sources.
They make them quite big.
The company that I bought the banners from make those,
Yeah.
yeah.
Like if we did a 10 or a 13 footer, it'd be above the crowd. You'd be able to read where stuff is, right?
You think people are gonna read?
No.
Okay.
It'll look good though.
We can put 5 of those around the ticket booth that says the ticket booth, and
Yeah,
somebody
and
says,
someone will wear the
where's the
tickets."
ticket booth? Right over there.
But if you have one that has a mug of beer on it, they're gonna find that.
I like what Mary's
I'm
thinking.
just saying.
They'll find the beer.
We had nice big signs for the beer garden this
Yeah.
year, so those worked.
Yep.
That was one of the next things we have was beer garden has to enforce the ID. You don't show an ID, no matter how old you are, you can't get in.
They do,
I have it written down.
okay?
I think maybe Chris Keogh had people giving him a hard time, saying, well, look at me, I've got gray hair, I'm old enough.
And we tell them that you've gotta show the ID when you
Yeah.
go in, and he makes them do it, and they gave him a
Okay.
hard time, but that's.
That's part of being a bouncer.
Huh?
Yeah.
That's part of being a bouncer.
Yeah. Yeah.
No ID, no entrance. And also, there was a situation with too many strollers in the beer garden.
Oh, that's.
Where it's kind of tight fitting in there
Okay.
anyway, but
All right, nope.
people with little kids and strollers had, so I'm just,
Yep. Stroller parking.
2 big banners that stroller parking. Right?
oh, have an area
You
for
could make a
stroller
little
parking.
3-sided stanchion with a sign that says stroller parking.
Yeah.
So they'll walk 2-year-old little Sally in, but, she doesn't have an ID, she's not old enough, anyway.
And then what would happen is, and that's true, there was too many strollers inside the beer garden.
Okay.
That you would trip
Yeah.
over. Yeah.
It's already tight.
So what'll happen is that because there's stroller parking now, okay, and we'll put it in proximity of that, then the bouncer says, strollers outside. See?
There'll have to be a sign right there that says
Yeah.
no strollers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. It was easy.
Yep.
Okay, there's that one. I'm
And
going
then
down.
actually the food thing right on the right-hand side of the beer garden helped a lot because that was used a lot. People also liked the tables that I put out on the other side, on the other street, that spot where.
Yeah. Yeah, that was nice too. People walked up and, yep.
Yeah. So they did like the fact that we put tables out around that they could use.
It was mentioned that have a portable ATM in the beer garden because people have to pay cash.
Oh, that's not terrible. How do you do that?
Yeah.
Well, you've got across the street, you can't get into it without a card.
No, it's
Well,
across the street.
You can't get money from an ATM without a card. So if
Okay.
you have a card that will allow you to use an ATM, it'll open the door at Webster First.
Okay.
Okay.
But in terms of beer miles, that might as well be halfway across the state.
Wow.
But it's cost prohibitive for us to do that.
Okay, well, it was in what we wrote down from after the event.
What about Webster First?
What about it?
Would they be interested in sponsoring the ATM?
Not outside they'll tell you they have one right there in their
Where they could charge a fee to get the money right there?
if you got, wherever you have a debit card, right? If you can draw money out of that,
Yeah,
you can go into Webster First and use
Right,
it.
but
Yes,
what
okay.
he's saying is,
Webster First
For
will not, no one will put a portable ATM there,
Okay,
okay, in the beer garden, okay, without charging us money.
okay.
okay, all right. The next
And
thing
that's not-
was,
It's just not gonna happen.
What's the going rate on those things? Like, what kind of money are we talking?
Well, okay, the answer to that is I don't know, okay? But I can find out. But two things, okay? You're not gonna get one here that just stands in the corner and you plug in, okay? That has $20,000 in it. That's not gonna happen, okay? So the only kind that they have for those kinds of events, and there are companies that do that, by the way, okay? They'll have like a van, it's a minivan, and it has ATM things in the side. And it is though, but they have ATM things in the side and they drive it up. You'll see that at places like the Big E or something.
Okay.
Right? Yeah. And it's gonna be cost prohibitive. I already know that.
Okay, so
Yeah.
maybe.
I just feel sad that if you really want a beer or something in the beer garden and it's
You
too
can walk
far.
over to Webster First and.
We know that, but
Yeah.
it seems that not everyone wants to walk that far to go to the ATM.
So a couple things. We
Okay,
can
Take
public.
Square.
Now you want to take?
We can take,
We always said no, it
We
had
said
to be
no.
cash
Okay.
because,
not Venmo, but you can do a credit card. If that would be the solution. Now, I'm not a fan of that either. I'd rather not. And to be honest with you, the bartenders don't want to deal with it either. Okay? Because it's just, it's nuts there.
Yeah, no, I know.
Yeah, you got two bartenders and sometimes three because we have Greater Good there with us, helping us out, okay, keeping things flowing and
Yep.
stuff. So,
So
It
is the transaction time with a Square faster or slower or equal to?
depends on if it's
Cash.
working.
it's definitely longer than cash.
Because if it were faster than cash,
No.
then you're churning through
It's
people
not.
faster.
It's
But
not.
they also wouldn't be getting their tips either as much.
All right, so a couple thoughts. We can publicize cash only.
Uh-huh.
When we start sending out the Facebook stuff a couple days before the events, cash only, cash only, cash only. And then we should put a sign before people get inside the beer garden, cash only. There is an ATM close, right? But if you're inside and you waited in line and you get to the bar and then they're like, sorry, we're cash only,
Yeah.
you're pissed.
Well, yeah,
You wait in line,
we
you
have
gotta
to
go back.
announce it's cash only, well before they get to it. But on our we have put out that it is cash only.
On the flyer, but not everyone reads it.
No, I know that. But like on our program, where I have that little ad for the beer garden, it says cash only.
Okay.
Yeah. But, yes, more cash only signs.
Yes.
Yeah. That would make sense.
Just trying to
Someone
make
had
it,
commented about that. A lot of the food vendors and all this here, there, and everywhere. Oh, I didn't realize I had to bring all this cash.
Yeah, it's, I mean,
Well, we, if we have a food vendor, like, like Ernie or somebody that wants to take a debit card, that's got nothing to do with us.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
All right, okay, so there's that. Moving
Right.
on.
next.
Yeah.
Pre-carbonate the keg.
Yes, yes, okay.
Which
I
keg?
actually read up on that,
Which keg?
okay?
The soda keg? or
The soda
beer?
thing,
Okay, yeah.
okay?
Yeah.
One of the
Oh,
things,
yeah, we talked about that.
well, because it's difficult to get it carbonated in time to start.
Yes.
But I've been doing YouTube videos and everything on that, okay? You have to put ice water in the keg,
Yes.
okay?
Has
Well,
to be-
that wasn't happening,
It has to be cold to receive the carbonation.
yes. But it has to be, so you put ice in the keg, physically inside the keg,
Okay.
okay? And you can carbonate it directly with no tap on. They have this thing where you can just pressurize it with, like a screw-on thing that you can just pressurize the entire tank, and it's carbonated water right inside the keg.
With CO2.
CO2, yeah.
Okay. Okay.
We will
That's it?
have, it
So-
was,
So that gives it the boost start, and then you take that off, and then you hook in the hose, water and stuff, and then you carbonate it on the fly right before it pass, so.
Is it enough in a, can you carbonate a whole keg?
Yep,
How many, so why would we need to run the tap system then?
well, you still need the tap on it.
Oh, okay. I think we're thinking the same thing. Tap it with the tap,
You're still gonna do that.
not tap water.
No. Okay. You actually, we take the same water that we would have used.
Yes.
Only we inject it in the keg, and before we put the tap on it, just like you do a keg of beer, before you put the tap on it,
Yes.
right? We carbonate that stuff, fully carbonated inside the keg.
So you have a full keg
We have
of
a full keg of
carbonated,
carbonated water
water.
already.
and
it's
there's
nice
no
and
more
cold.
running water through it.
No, you still have to do that.
Really?
Because you're gonna drain it out. You're gonna take it out. Right? Or, if we didn't wanna do that, then we have to have, just like we do for beer garden, we'd have to have 4 or 5, 6, 7, 10 kegs of carbonated water that we
Well-
made up ahead of time.
We can do a little bit of math and figure out how much soda we sold
Yeah,
and how much water we're using.
okay, well, you'd need empty kegs to do that.
Well, we're gonna carbonate the keg anyway.
I know, but were you gonna carbonate one, and then you're out?
How much, well, that's the question. How much soda are we selling? How much water's in a keg?
It depends on how much,
How big the keg is.
We're doing 16-ounce cups, so you're gonna do, like, if you use like a quarter keg, like we do for the size we use for beer,
Yeah,
and we use a 16-ounce or 20-ounce cup,
yeah.
right? Which is, so we're gonna get probably maybe 75 glasses of carbonated water out of that.
that's a lot.
That's not enough.
Well, I know that, but
Yeah. You're
I
gonna
think,
want,
I think we can do,
you're
so
gonna want like 5 quarter kegs to get through a day.
I think we can do the math and figure out based on how much we sold,
Yeah.
how much we poured.
Mhm.
And if we can simplify our system so that we're not also doing the running water, all we'd have to do is just carbonize kegs and keep them cold. And I think that's a
You're still
simpler,
gonna, the difference is that you're gonna use the running water when you make the kegs, right?
but you're gonna have to make the kegs ahead of time.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah. But you know what I mean, like the still, the system that we had going, which was carbonating on the fly,
Yeah.
with running the water through the still and having to keep it chilled, running the hose out there, it's a complicated system. If we were able to figure out how much we sold and how many kegs we
But
need.
now, that system will work also, okay, if we put ice inside the keg And we've never done that. That's the problem, see? The problem, because that device that we use,
Yeah.
people use that successfully everywhere.
Okay.
And they said the only way that works is you gotta put ice inside the keg,
Which we've never done.
which we've never done.
Well,
Okay.
we're learning.
Yeah. We can experiment with that, actually,
Okay.
you know, even before then. We still have like 3 tanks of CO2 and, pretty good, never came and picked up the stuff. I still have it.
Well, last year, we were scrambling to find people to run the soda jerk. Liam did fantastic.
You did okay.
They did great. They looked adorable.
They looked-
Now,
Yeah.
we got a family that was very kind of stepped up to the plate, and they looked nice. They worked very hard. They didn't do as well on tips.
Liam never did great on tips either.
Oh, all right. I thought he
They didn't-
did,
no,
so
they
that
made-
was my mistake. Okay.
He and Evan made $40 or something for the day.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they never made much.
Well, we'll have to figure out what to do about that.
I think it's. Do you have a sense of the demographic of who's buying soda? Is it kids?
Hmm?
Who's buying soda? Kids?
Yeah,
adults?
well, no, it's a mix. Mostly kids, but it's a mix.
I think there's a tipping culture with beer.
Okay,
I think when you buy a beer, you tip the bartender.
all right. So
I
we'll
think
just get
there's-
volunteers. They can still keep the tips, but
They're not
can't
going to
guarantee.
make much.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's why I had suggested one thought is if we wanted to sweeten the pot a little bit, we pay someone to work it for the day.
Yeah, well, you do that, you're not making any money on it. We were kind of lucky last year because we didn't have to buy,
So syrup.
we didn't have to buy the fountain parts, taps, hoses, incidental stuff, a couple hose clamps and stuff. We bought,
We made
let's see,
16.57 on the soda.
we bought
jerk.
$110 worth of supplies for that, and we took in,
16.57.
well, that's what we had in the cash box at the end. We
Oh.
took in, we made 946.
Oh, okay. Well, I
Made
mean,
$1,000.
do we want to do the soda jerk again this year, or just let
We
it
made
go for this year?
$1,000 on it. It's worth doing.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
I mean, so there was $1,000 profit on it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, now I see it. Okay. Okay.
So, it's $1,000 profit we made on it.
Mhm.
So if you got an organization to run it,
Mm-hmm.
right? Not opposed to giving them a third of the profit.
Oh, I was going to say 10%.
See what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna say 10%. Want,
Well, originally I was thinking paying kids for the day.
Yeah, but the problem with that is that you could end up, you ended up paying, $400 or whatever it is you paid people for the day.
Yeah.
And then, you make $20 for the whole day.
Yeah. No, I was thinking
Yeah.
like $100, like
Yeah.
pay people $100 for the day. But that's probably a better solution is get an organization, give them a third after
A third after
after
expenses.
expenses. Make a few $100s for the day. And actually, then it's a win-win, right? So if let's say you get the PTO out there working it, and then they're hawking soda, because it's a win-win, they get a third of every sale. So we get ours. So if they're out there hawking soda.
we may make more money because they're out there going, hey, this is what we're gonna be
Yeah,
doing.
Come buy sodas.
Yeah, as long as we have a concession running, everybody, gets soda for the day because we have a soda vendor. But, some organization gets helped out, as long as we get in the black somehow for it,
Yeah.
and, you know, because that money goes to pay for something else.
Yep.
But, you know, everything we do can't be a net loss, because then we'll start to get in trouble, you know?
The
All right,
bene-
so we have to decide if we're gonna do that or not, and then we have to contact people so they can put it on their schedule.
Yeah.
I say I'm a yes. I think we try to get a group to work it for the day, particularly given how difficult it is to find someone to do it for the day. And do we need to buy new syrup this year, or are we?
I'll have to check. The stuff that we got is still in date, okay? So, the stuff that we bought last time,
Yeah.
so I'll have to look. We kind of cut down the flavors so that,
Yeah,
because we
that's
didn't
fine.
have a whole, you know, we had like orange and root beer and cola and, you know, a
But our-
diet cola or something.
Our expenses to run it are very minimal.
Well, we own all the equipment now,
Yeah.
so,
And even the syrups are not very expensive.
well, depends on the quantity and the flavor. You know, root beer is a popular flavor, and so is cola. You know, if you overbuy and you're sitting on it, you know,
Yeah.
so you gotta try to be careful with that. It depends on, you know,
They
it'd be
also
good if we sold out.
They also need to be trained on how to make it and mix it properly, otherwise people are be like, oh, there's soda water at the bottom, it tastes terrible, they throw it away. All right, someone needs to train them, day of.
I nominate Steve.
Hmm?
I nominate Steve to train them.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
he's not here, so,
Anyway, so, yeah, Steve and I will experiment with the pre-carbonating the water and see what we can do with that. Put some ice in it.
Yep.
well, that will be helpful to take care of that, so then we don't have to worry about who's gonna man it. The next thing is someone had made some trash stands. They need to have more legs on them. Remember the
Yes.
trash things?
Yes, they worked actually nice, but they need more legs on them. And they need to have clips on them that hold the bags so that once the bag starts to fill up, it doesn't fall out of it. But we had these like wooden, it was like looked like a clothes hamper that had just the trash bag on it. And they actually worked pretty well.
Cool.
So,
But the trash bags would fall in, and so that's easy enough to fix. And that's all I got.
That's it?
Yeah, I got a whole list, but I mean, transmitter, fry receiver, new sound, second stage, waves generator, clear path for parade, more vendor parking. Yeah,
All the normal stuff.
normal stuff.
So what about a blow-up cover for the other stage, the smaller stage?
So they make those in all sizes, don't they?
Hmm?
They make them in all sizes, right?
I like the one that we do at the Goodness Store stage, because it's just an easier. It's easy. Goes
Oh,
right
you're
up.
not talking there?
No, I'm not talking about. I'm talking about the other one, the bigger stage, because that's a bigger stage. Of course, the difference with that one is we were able to set it up the night before, because that one gets set up the night before.
It's on the grass.
So it's not really, you know. The advantage with blow-up one, okay, it's way different than what we used to have. You're protected from rain. And the equipment's protected from rain because it covers the sides of the stage.
How much is it?
Huh?
How much is it?
Well,
what
the
I
smaller one is less money.
It's less money. Huh? It's less money.
Well, of
You
course
can't
it's
not buy it. It's less money.
You guys kill me.
No, the big one that we bought was like $1,200.
Yeah.
Right? But a smaller version was like
Less than $1,200.
Less than 1,200.
Okay.
We just made that on the soda jerk.
Yeah.
The soda jerk paid for the new awning tent thing. I'm not opposed to it. Because what are we doing there right now? We put the stage, and then are we doing easy ups there? Or are we doing no, we're doing the,
We have an easy up there because, well, the main stage, we had the big cover that we used to do with that big thing.
Yes,
and,
yes.
Slide them up and, that whole bit. Okay, so now we've got this one fixed. We didn't have to worry about that because Bayer has his own easy up,
yes.
right? So for the sound guy has his own setup,
Yeah.
okay? On the other stages, we had the awning that we set up because the second stage is bigger, it's
So we are doing the awning at the Mason stage,
that's what we did last year.
because we preset it.
But we set it up the night before,
Yeah.
the whole thing, even the awning,
Yeah,
okay? Because it's not in the road, it's
Yes.
right on the corner of the grass. The thing is though, okay, is that, again, that awning is up, it's like a shed type roof. If it rained, that stage will get wet,
yeah.
yeah. Those stages covers the sides of the stage and the back, and that's the best part is it has a back on it.
Well, that's what I was wondering, do you want the open three sides?
You may, because you have vendors
The
all around there.
Vendors and then the train,
Yeah.
so does that kind of block it off? I don't know.
I know, it's a good thought.
I will say, when we decorate the awnings well, they look nice.
Yeah.
With the corn stalks tied to and the hay bales and the mums. It looks the part. It looks like the fall festival.
Yeah.
But we just haven't been able to do it.
And maybe you don't want a back on that stage anyway, because of the way, of what we do there. Maybe.
But I don't hate, I love that it goes up easy. With fewer people, it goes up easy. It's, the protection part's good. I don't know.
We got lucky last time. Also, last year, it wasn't raining. We didn't have,
It was good.
yeah.
Well, from a vendor point of view, if you're coming up Depot Street and then you've got something blocking vendors on the other side on Pleasant Street, that's not good for vendors. You want it open with it decorated. I know you like your blow-up things, but my vote is no. Okay, I can ignore that, I'm used to it. Okay, I have,
Okay, so we'll try another year without the blow-up thing.
Yeah, maybe we can make an effort to decorate it nice.
we didn't have as many decorations this last year as expected, as
Okay,
usual.
then maybe we should think about that. It's hard though, because you don't really have the budget for buying those, and.
Decorations?
A lot of them don't, a lot of places don't wanna donate.
Whittier's had been good about donating corn stalks in previous years. Did we not get them last year?
There was
No.
two guys in town two farmers in town that donated corn stalks. There was one of them up on, was it South Street or something, or Southeast Main or something? But he doesn't grow corn anymore.
Oh. Oh, yeah, I remember we used to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we used to go to their house and we'd
And,
throw it in the back of your truck and bring it downtown.
yeah, he used to give us corn stalks, but
Yeah.
he doesn't do it anymore.
I think I don't know if I asked Whittier's if we could get them this year or not for last year.
I think the weather wasn't cooperative, it was too dry or something, where a lot of places didn't have pumpkins and didn't have the corn stalks.
I'm gonna try again this year.
Yeah. We had the hay bales, but, We didn't spread them out all over the place. We used a few of them at Main Stage, but that was it. But we had 20 hay bales.
Did we?
Yeah.
Where'd they all go?
They were right to the side of the goodness store. They were there all day.
Right.
I get guys to spread some of them out in front of Main Stage, but, oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, if they don't get placed at 8 AM, they're not going anywhere.
Why not?
Fatma's usually donates 4 mums every year, so that takes care of some of it, but we still kind of need,
Well, 4 moms.
At least
you
one
could use-
more.
You could actually
Or
use
2
all
more.
4 of them on the Main Stage, you know?
we put 2 on Main Stage, 1 on each of the other 2 stages. And then we gotta usually figure out the beer garden. And I have to usually try to scramble and get pumpkins. I tried growing pumpkins, it didn't work. John, grow some pumpkins this year.
I got a woodchuck, it'll just feed him.
Pumpkins and a few more mums. Alright, I will try. Okay, vendors, I've had a vendor reaching out to me since last November. They have a trailer. They're a lemonade company and they have flavored lemonade. They were at Northridge Fireworks. It's a nice setup, it's a nice trailer, and they make the lemonade right there and then they add flavoring of whatever choice listing they have. And they had a line, people liked it. So they've been reaching out to me, so I have to send them a vendor form.
Okay,
Now,
we want dimensions of their trailer.
is that on tape? Do eye rolls show up on tape? Okay.
I can edit it in.
Okay. Now,
You get the ruling?
we are sticking, just so I understand, so when I start doing this, we're gonna have people coming out of the woodwork, coming at me, that we're still sticking with our food people of one of a kind.
Yes,
Like Ernie does French fries.
yes,
He's done. Like if there's lemonade people coming in, they're doing lemonade.
yes.
Fire department does hamburger hot dogs, done deal. Scouts does
Dry dough.
fried dough, they're done. We have a kettle corn. Okay. I just wanted to make sure we're all on board with that.
Yep. Ask the German food people if they want to do it again.
Ooh, German food people. Did you talk to them at all during
I
the
did.
day?
They did well. They didn't sell out, but, you know,
They were okay where they were?
that was funny, because they said, we should be over with the food people. I said, if you were over with the food people, you wouldn't be selling German food. I said, you know, the reason why they were there is because they had German food, you know. You know, their normal menu was stuff that we already had, so, you know, they
They
didn't
were
do-
really nice
Yeah.
to come up with a menu for
Yeah.
German food.
So,
Did they do better being near the beer garden? I don't know. I don't
they
go
thought
over
they would have
there.
done better over with the food people.
So do we want to put them with the food people?
No, because they have the same, they do hamburgers and hot dogs.
No, they have German food.
No, they did German food specifically for us, because we
Okay.
wouldn't let them in doing hamburgers and hot dogs.
We are not letting anyone in doing that.
That's the point. So,
Yeah, but no, what I'm saying is if they're selling German food again, can they be over in the line of all the food?
No, because you want to have food near the beer.
because I want a German food guy next to the beer garden.
Okay.
Okay, so if the point is that, okay, if if they're gonna be a food vendor and they don't sell German food, and they have to be able to sell other food that we may want, that doesn't conflict with something that we already have.
Right.
Okay? And then I'm gonna get a German food vendor to go over and replace them.
The other way to think about this too is like, the beer garden is our breadbasket.
Yes.
And if you take someone out of the beer garden for 45 minutes to go get food over at the line at the fire department, they're waiting in line for 45 minutes, they get their food. That's 45 minutes that they weren't drinking and buying beer. in the
And they
beer
may
garden.
not go back over that.
Quite a way to think about it, but no, except that having a German food vendor over there made that the German place.
Okay.
Ambiance.
But it also, there were people that did buy food, and then they went into the beer garden with it and bought a beer,
Okay,
okay?
all right.
That's what I wanted, okay? Then there were people that bought food, okay, for their kids, and their kids sat there, and then they went and got a beer in the beer garden. And their kids are sitting there eating food, okay?
Okay.
That worked too, okay?
Yeah.
So
All right.
the
There's
point
also-
is if this guy that did German food, if he wants to do it, maybe he should massage his menu a little bit with something different. If he wants to do it again, we'll do it again, okay? If he doesn't, then we'll decide if we want a vendor for something else, but we're still gonna look for a German food guy to replace him,
Okay.
all right?
I also think that I know we're pretty strict about the no overlapping of food,
Yeah.
but there is no shortage of openings still to make food if we have interested food
Oh, sure.
vendors. Right? I don't think we've locked in a barbecue pulled pork guy,
Nope,
right?
we haven't, and we should,
We
There's
had a
that.
barbecue guy last year,
yeah.
so I'm gonna automatically
Yeah.
send him
Okay.
a vendor form.
I mean, there's that, there's nobody doing like chicken burgers, right? We're not anyone doing something like that. You could do like grilled chicken burgers, you could do
We had a tater tot.
Mexican, you could do tacos,
Or
street-
chicken
like,
nuggets,
whatever, right?
Nobody did those.
There's no shortage of like options. I was thinking that, there's no breakfast food. There's nobody cooking like egg sandwiches, or you can have someone make egg sandwiches.
That would be popular before 10 o'clock.
Sure.
After that, it would stop.
The point is that there's no
Yeah.
shortage of opportunities for people interested in cooking and making food
Yeah.
and selling food. And I mean, Lord knows, like, we're selling out of food, right? Like, vendors are selling out of food, and people are hungry.
Fire
and
department sold out, yeah.
We could use more food at the event.
Well, I tried to get the Thai people to come back, and they didn't come back.
I should go talk to them. So we
They were there 2 years in a row, and they were well loved by a lot of people.
I did talk to her when we went for dinner there, and she said it was a little tricky because the transporting, some of their food doesn't stay hot well, and so they had to like kind of make a couple dishes that would stay hot and transport. Yeah, that was the struggle that they had. So they had a few things that were there that they could do, and they were quite good when I had them.
I don't know, I don't eat Thai food.
It was good.
A lot of people like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so can you reach out to them again?
Yeah.
See if they will come back. I mean, if the baked potato people can figure it out, keeping their stuff warm.
Yeah, I just think it's like different, like, some of their noodle dishes, right? If they've got like
Okay,
noodles, I don't think they're gonna stay. But they figured it out. She had a couple few dishes, like one was like a spicy chicken, like chicken lettuce wrap kind of thing that worked. It was good.
okay.
Yeah, she was saying that it was a little tricky trying to figure out what she could make that would stay warm.
All right.
And still taste good.
It's nice to have a large variety of food, because a lot of the food does sell out.
A lot
Yeah.
of it.
Yeah.
not sure what else type of food, but, and I still go to craft shows here and there looking for vendors. Can only do what we can do.
I was wondering if, there are some like traditional handcraft craftspeople we could try to get in.
We get a chainsaw guy.
Oh yes. Oh, I had a lead on a guy. I gotta find that. Chainsaw carvings. Yeah, I had a lead on that.
That would be so cool.
Yeah, so I'm wondering if like we can get people who do traditional handcraft. Chainsaw carving is not that, but
It's close.
it's close. But doing the work, doing the demonstrations,
Okay.
carving a thing in their booth, and with woodworking, people making chair parts and whatever. Like, I think it would draw people. I think it would bring people in to come around and watch.
Like a guy making a barrel or something?
Yeah.
That kind of craft?
Yeah.
Should that be something that could also be at the Goodness Store stage? That you schedule someone, like you're saying, one of those vendors that will be doing something, but he's on stage and he's on the schedule.
If the chainsaw guy, yeah, that would be a spectacle that people would come. Otherwise, I just sort of have a vision of like people just doing their work. Like if I'm building a chair
Right.
with hand tools and woodworking, like I'm just gonna have the stuff set up in my booth and I'm just gonna be working. And people are gonna come by and watch and ask
That
questions
would be
and talk to
really
them,
cool.
It's not a spectacle.
There was a guy, there was a guy that did
I knew a guy.
a tinsmith stuff,
Mhm.
where he made like an old lantern and stuff.
Mhm.
He did a talk at the Jenks store, like tinsmithing,
Yeah. Traditional handwork.
Yeah, and they actually don't need anything. He's got this little like fire furnace. He puts charcoal in it, it heats up the thing, and he solders his little, lanterns together and stuff like that, or, little cups and pewter cups.
I want that.
Huh?
I want that. I want half a dozen of those. 6 to 10 or 12 of those.
Then you have the other guy. Like if you picture walking around Sturbridge Village and you
Yes.
go in and you
Yes.
have this guy that he's got this little wooden bench and he's making a
Yes.
barrel.
Yes.
Yeah, stuff like that. You actually see some of that at like the Woodstock Fair.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and there are handcraft shows. I can dig around. I've never been to one yet, but they're in the area. I can dig around and find them maybe.
I don't know. I'm game. Look them up.
I think that would be really cool to have something different like that.
Would we be interested in?
Paying them.
Oh, you would.
Yeah.
I was gonna
Right.
say what I've seen some of these fairs do is they either waive the fee or bring the vendor cost down
Yeah.
if they do a demonstration during the day.
Okay.
Well, if they're gonna, yes. If they were there to sell their stuff and they were making their stuff,
Yeah.
right? Then you would, if they're part of, because they're really part of the show now, okay? So you could waive their fee, their booth fee, if they were gonna.
If they're gonna do a demonstration.
Demonstrations,
Yeah,
yes.
but they can still sell their wares.
But they can still sell their wares. Yeah.
So if we had
Like
a barrel
the chainsaw
maker-
guy, for example.
Yeah.
Okay? Now, the chainsaw guy would probably, they can't carve 25 different things
No.
there, but they can carve one or two
Yeah.
during the course of the day. And that's how they sell all of their other
Mhm.
little ones,
Mhm.
right? Because he brings like a pickup truck full of
Yeah.
his stuff, and then they set up a display, and then he'll be carving one so that he makes a big sawdust mess, and it looks like he's been working on them all day. Yeah. And then you let him sell his stuff too,
Mhm.
okay? But if he's gonna be there all day, I wouldn't be opposed to throwing him a few bucks.
If I get them up on the stage to do a
Okay,
demonstration,
yeah.
I'll pay 'em.
Okay? Because we'd count him as an entertainer that day and get him sponsored.
Well, he could also have a booth too.
Yeah.
We'll
Yes.
just comp him a booth.
Right. So if he did a demo on the stage, I'd pay him and compliment booth.
Yeah.
Nice, that would be great.
So I gotta find a chainsaw guy. Can you see if you can find that tin guy?
Yeah, I can get the tin guy.
Get the tin guy. I want six
Well, I'm
to,
putting John down for Thai food and chainsaw
I
guy.
want 10 to 12 vendors. 6 to 12 vendors.
Well, good luck.
Vendors.
Handcraft. Traditional handcraft. Minus
Well,
the
we'll
ch-
put them, we won't actually, I don't think we wouldn't mix them in with the other vendors on Main Street. We'd kind of put them around different areas. Like the chainsaw guy, I'd probably want to put him like on the library lawn or something.
I think you'd need to put him, I
He's
wonder if.
loud and those chips fly.
Electric chainsaws aren't loud, but, and they
Don't
use
know what he's
mostly
got.
electric. Yeah.
We don't know what they have, so.
Yeah.
You get in there, we'll figure it out.
Yeah, I'd want to figure out if it's going to be an issue for him to get to the stage. If he's going to do a if I can find a chainsaw guy and he does a demonstration on the
Yeah.
stage, do we want him close to the stage or does that matter?
I don't
Well,
know.
well,
Maybe you could put
Should
them
ask him.
over, you could put them over
Or-
in the junk store area, right?
No, he's going down on stage.
I know, but you know, the front of the junk store where they
Yeah.
have that whole front there, you could actually set them up maybe in front of the junk store.
Yeah, but
which
if
it takes
he's-
them
if he's
close
running-
to the stage.
if he's running his chainsaw, that's gonna be loud.
Not if it's electric.
Not if it's electric. We can
They're
tell them,
silent.
we only use electric chainsaws. Okay? They have battery chainsaws. I have two
I have
of
one
them.
too.
Yeah.
They're silent. They don't
Yeah.
make any noise.
Or he's gonna have an enclosed, almost completely enclosed booth, because those chips go flying. He just
No,
needs
I don't
3
know.
sides, and we'll work it out.
I gotta find a guy first.
All right, electric, he needs to have electric, huh? Yeah,
Maybe.
good luck with that, okay. Have to contact Harboro's, which is always difficult. Or hats.
The wrinkle, and we figured this out with Eric, who does the press making, the print making, weather is gonna be a huge issue with these guys. Like, I don't know if you're gonna have guys come out in crappy weather doing their handwork stuff. I could be wrong.
If it was weather like we had last time, you wouldn't have a problem. Last year was a gorgeous day.
Right, all
Or
right.
we never know. If you have crappy weather, right?
Yeah, I know, but you schedule it up like it's gonna be great weather, and then you handle it, well, you just.
It is
figure
what
out.
it is, right? It is what it
Yeah.
is, yeah.
Well, your friend, Hand Cars, has pieces of wood to make his shirts.
Yeah, reach back.
That's another
Yep.
hands-on.
Yeah. I'll
All
reach
right.
back out to Eric.
Hey, what happened that we had with that person that like made the, don't take them off earrings or something, or bracelets or whatever?
Oh, permanent bracelets, she
Yeah.
was there last year. We
She
haven't-
was?
You know, I don't know if she'd do well or not, but she paid for a vendor site, and I didn't hear any complaints.
Okay. I was just thinking that, isn't that a crafty thing?
No.
No?
No, that's just a little,
Traditional handcraft. Traditional handcraft.
If somebody was making jewelry, it would be.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. Yeah. That wood, working metal,
Jewelry.
jewelry, making baskets, making leather
Baskets. I like the basket ones.
baskets, the tin lanterns. Yeah. Traditional hand work.
Some of these guys, like this tinsmith guy, he might know people that
Sure.
make baskets
Yeah,
and
yeah.
brooms and,
Yeah. Yes.
you know?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, yeah, because they take a bunch of straw and they make a broom, like they do at Sturbridge Village, you
Yeah.
know? Um, And some of these guys know each other, they know other crafters that do this kind of stuff, because they've gone off to these same kinds of events where they've had other crafters do that, you know?
well, you have to decide what it's going to be. whether you're gonna have a decrease in vendor fee because they're doing demonstrations in their booth. Or now if the chainsaw guy's gotta be on stage doing it and then other stuff, well, that's different. That's,
So here's what we'll do. If we get a traditional handcraft vendor, and I think that'll be something that is either clear or we can discuss as a group, right? I think we're sort of handpicking these people, right? So like if the one with the
I would say, we start out with it like this, okay? Like a tin guy or something, okay? Reach out to this guy, tell him, hey, we're interested in having you participate at Octoberfest.
Yes.
Blah, you know, like set up, but we're more interested in you doing your craft as an exhibit for other people, you know? And, you know, if you have stuff to sell, we'll let you do that. We'll comp you a booth and all that stuff so that you can sell your stuff as long as you know, you create some stuff there and explain to people what you're doing so that it's like a demonstration. That's how we start out with
Yes.
it, okay? And then, and they'll tell you what they're capable of, or if they know somebody that'll do that,
They're
or,
interested.
you know, it gives,
Yeah.
yeah.
And then, so that's the baseline. And then if something is a spectacle,
Yeah.
like chainsaw carving is a spectacle, people will come and line up to see someone not cut their
I
artery.
mean, you know, they're carving a bear out of this big log, so.
That
yeah.
I'll put on a stage.
Yeah,
And if I put someone on the stage for that kind of spectacle performance, I'll pay them entertainers
a fee,
fee
yeah,
commensurate with the time and whatnot.
yeah. And plus, he still gets the ability to be able to
Yes,
give out his
do
business
stuff.
cards and sell stuff and, yeah. I like
But that's because of the spectacle of it, right? If I got someone making jewelry, you know, like this on the stage, it's
Yeah,
not.
then
that's
you-
not gonna work.
It's not a
so.
spectacle, right? It's got to be it's got to be wood chips
No,
flying.
that wouldn't even work on a stage. It would have to be at their booth.
Yes.
Because people would, yeah.
So that's the only reason that I would put something like a chainsaw carver, is the wood chips flying. It's the spectacle.
Or
People
ice
get-
carver.
Or ice carver, exactly.
Yeah.
Same idea.
We gotta make sure that doesn't go flying too far, because the goodness store is out there selling food.
If we had an ice carver, okay, the thing about ice carvers is they do their carving, different than a chainsaw guy. An ice carver does their carving very fast, okay? So he'll do that whole dolphin and something in half an hour.
Because it's gonna melt.
Well, they do. That's why they do it fast. That's a fast. So that's a spectacle, but it happens very, very fast. So, comparatively speaking, to the bear that takes all day to carve.
Yeah.
We would. I don't even know if we'd put him on the stage. We'd probably put a platform right in the middle of the road and let him do that right there at the intersection of Main Street and Depot Street.
Because then
Right
you would
there.
have to move that
Yeah.
ice thing.
You hit it with water and it's gone.
I would just roll it and move it out of the
We
way.
would just roll it and move it out of the way.
Yeah, let
But
people
but
watch it.
yeah, we could do that if you had somebody that did an ice carving. You
Yeah.
know?
Cool thing about that too, I like this idea of like people doing demonstrations, is I think it also keeps people at the event longer. There's something to watch, right? You're not just going to a booth to buy something, you're talking to the guy who's building the baskets or building the brooms or doing the whatever, right? It's a little bit more interactive of,
Yeah.
you know,
It's cool, it's fun. Yeah,
All right, I put
different.
I put broom making, jewelry, tin man, chainsaw, ice carving, basket weave.
woodworking, chair making, spoon carving, chip carving. Keeping up?
Wood people.
Wood people, woodworkers.
Hey, you just listed two, man, like, no, no, wood people. You know, if they're gonna make a spoon, I'm getting it, I'm just saying.
I know, yeah, that's.
I got 450 spoons, there's room for one more.
Spoon carver.
How about a guy that
That's
makes
good.
donuts?
Oh, there
We
you go.
had him there last year, he was on Main Street. He was. He gave me free donuts at the end.
Did he have the Zoodle machine?
Yes, he did.
When we get Rhoda, we get Rhoda out of retirement to come make donuts.
Yeah, they ain't happening. You gonna reach out to see if we can use their parking lot?
Yeah, it's too early right now.
Okay. Because we have to know about antique cars too.
Insurance binders.
Yeah, fried donuts would be awesome.
He was here this last year and they were quite good. Gave me a free one. That was at the end of the day. He had extra donuts, he gave me a free donut.
Did the ice cream truck come?
He was there and that was an issue because where he usually parks, the police department said, no, you can't park there, so he went against the side, but then his generator was smelling up the people next to him, so we tried to block the generator best he could, and that was a whole issue. I mean, he tried, but the police wouldn't let him park where he usually does.
I tried to block the generator. The problem is that then the generator was overheating.
Yeah, he tried.
The generator's way too loud for that truck though, because no matter what event he goes to and uses that generator, it's way too loud, you know? So,
Those are loud. He's like little Honda.
yeah. It's
Like
it's a big generator that's mounted to the front of his, it was part of the trailer setup. It's mounted to the front. It runs the entire thing. Not just lights or anything, it runs the whole trailer.
Refrigeration and all. Yeah.
So am I sending him an application or not? We would have to move him, he couldn't be where he was. I don't have an answer, you have to tell me.
Well, he can't, if he, there's no other place he can go. Because when you start that generator up, everybody's gonna complain. So if
Yeah.
you put him further down the street, with the food vendors, they're all gonna complain. Okay? The only other solution for that would be to get him off that generator. Have to run him, an extension cord.
From where? From where? Because who's going to want to pay for his electricity for the day? Unless we plug him into our outlet.
Well, yeah, except that would put him, and I'd have to put him down there where we already have full, but people using electric already.
Yeah, and then we're subsidizing his ice cream sales for the day.
Yeah. So far, we've been able to get power from the church to run that stage there, but I would really like to have our own panel there.
What does that take?
Huh?
What does that take to get done?
Takes having a panel installed.
I'd like to do that too, because we've had it, for the past 2 or 3 years, has been a communication hiccup
Yeah.
with them. I show up and they're like, you want what? Oh, we didn't know about this.
Well, yeah, but I do email someone,
I
but
know.
that person doesn't talk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's just every year, like,
Yeah.
you want to do what? I got to call, let me call the pastor, and so
Yeah.
it'd be nice if we didn't have to run the,
Yeah, well, what take is on that corner, because there is a corner there, they would drop a pole, right? We put on a box to it, and they would do the same thing that we did on the other side. So that we'd have a panel there. We open up the panel and we plug stuff into it, and then it would have a meter on it, just like our existing one,
can we do that?
We can.
You have to check the cost on that, because the last one was donated, I thought.
It was done by GBI.
Yeah.
So
we could get someone to sponsor that.
All I gotta do is get an electrician in town to sponsor it for us. Put a temporary power there. Then the only, it's a temporary pole, well, it's actually a permanent power pole. But, you know, it's gotta go through the whole thing. You gotta have an electrician pull the permit, gotta have, technically, I guess, and I don't see any reason why they wouldn't let us do it, but you gotta have the church sign off, because that's their property there that we're gonna be putting the pole on, putting another panel, okay? I don't see any reason, you know, we don't heard anything with that, so I don't see any reason why they wouldn't. But, you know, we get them to sign off on that, and then, so the electrician pulls the panel, it's almost like a temporary service, except that they wire it, you gotta do it with, you know, the right stuff, and you can wire it permanent, and that's what they did with the other panel. And then we just have another panel. Makes it easier when we have it put on a building,
Yeah.
you know, because now we're not, you know, there's no temporary, permanent / questions, you know? Like when we had it on the library,
In the post office.
they just, and the post office, yeah, they just run another circuit for us. It's actually helping out the library because it actually changed their level of service there when we did that, and they put 2 outlets outside for us.
Do you have a contact for an electrician?
Yeah, I'll find one.
You know Pat Burgess?
Huh?
Do you know Pat Burgess
Yeah,
from the fire department?
yeah,
He's on his own now, doing his own electrician.
really.
Yeah. He's done work for us at the house. Great guy.
Send me his phone number. And we have, you know, have to have somebody come and sink a pole for us. But you would do that if it's the same thing that they go through when they're putting temporary service on a house lot, same thing. You know, they put a pole there for that. So anyway, if we had a pole there, then I suppose we could run electric to that guy from that panel, but we'd have to put those things in the road that you drive over.
Say that again?
Huh?
You want to put what where and do what?
If we had a panel, if we had a panel, our own power panel there,
Yeah.
then we could run an electrician to the ice cream guy. It would go across the road, and that just means that we'd have to have the road thing.
Can't. No, I don't want to do it.
Hmm?
The train.
The train would go over those road things.
I don't want to do that. No. Because also I think that's a crappy train ride, and I don't know if I want to subsidize a vendor like that. You know, unless we charge them for the electricity.
We charge all the food vendors for electricity,
So in that case,
so we're not giving them the electricity.
yeah. But then I still don't love the idea of the train going over the bumpies. Scholarship stuff that we've got to do.
The scholarship, they gave me the date.
May, should be May.
I'm not gonna be able to do it, so I'll have it done for you,
For Steve,
for Steve, you and Steve.
me and Steve.
Yeah. Yes, it's actually, they've given me the date of the award thing. It's in May. May 27th,
May 20th.
Tuesday.
We gotta get. Did you get them all the stuff?
They have the things, but they haven't given us any applications yet. They're not due until the end of April.
May 22nd?
No, May 27th.
Do you know what time?
Um, Do I know what time? Sure I do. I think it's like 7 o'clock. I think.
Oh, is that late? I thought it was earlier.
That's even if it's someone from the Douglas High School that's chosen.
Fair enough. Good point. So I don't need to worry about it right now.
I don't know. I'll find out. I think it's like, I don't know, 6 or 7 o'clock or something.
Okay. So it's got to go to what? Douglas, BVT, scholarship info? I don't think we need to make any updates on it, right? I think everything's kind of fine.
Do we need to tweak the vendor form at all? We'll reread it.
Did we go up on prices?
We did last year. When
Last
we
year we
started
went up.
last year, we went up. But we didn't this time. I don't think we need to keep it the same. Same as we did last year.
Yeah, we made over $8,000 just in vendor fees. We did super well. Total vendor receipts was $8,960. That's a lot of money.
It's pretty good. Now, if we raise the fees,
No,
I could
Not
buy
this
more
year.
stuff.
Tony can buy more. He can buy backup awnings.
between you buying more stuff and you're wanting entertainment, how much money you want me to bring in, guys? Come on now, can't do it all by myself.
How do you bring it in?
I can spend it.
Vendor fees.
Ah,
I gotta get a new,
my beer garden brings in more than your vendor fees.
no, no it doesn't. No it doesn't.
Huh?
No it doesn't.
Yes, it does.
She beat you.
Total beer garden gross cash box, $6,730. Beat you by a lot.
A lot. That's, you know why? Because we raised your vendor fees. You're welcome.
No, I say no, not
You know what you need
this
to do, Tony? You know what you need to do? Raise the price of beer to keep up with Mary.
Oh, good
How much?
lord. Then you won't sell, no,
To
then
keep
you
up with
won't
Mary, you
sell
gotta
it.
raise the price of beer.
Yep. Yep, yep, yep.
Don't tell him you won't sell it, because he'll raise the price and he'll sell it.
You know what they sell a beer at Fenway Park for?
I can't even imagine.
12 ounce cup.
12 ounce,
12 ounce cup.
$13?
$19.
Get out.
No.
Yeah, but we're not Fenway, so you
And
know.
that's Bud Light. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Okay. I think we're good.
Is that it?
That's it.
Okay. Move to adjourn.
That's it for today.
Adjourn.
So you're gonna give me, when are you gonna give me the schedule so I can make the program?
Eh,
I did start reaching out to bands. Well, one.
Okay.
I will second the adjournment.
Aye.
That's it.
We're done.